And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Full Velocity TV here live tonight at the Michigan International Speedway. Hang out with our buddies from the Hobo Racing League, the Hobo Racing Cup Series, a Tuesday night showcase for you here live, flag to flag, on Full Velocity TV. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this evening. A little tad bit delayed, but a lot of stuff to get to here tonight. Phil LaCasse here, along with my broadcast partner, Too Tall Todd Stanton at the controls, and once again, Todd, night number two, we come back to NR 2003. We've been away for a long time. We get to see the good guys at Hobo here last Thursday night for some Wayland modified action. Back here tonight in the Cup cars on a Tuesday night. The game version of Michigan. Always a racetrack that has always provided us great racing over the years. And I'm ready to set, ready to go. Hope you are as well.
Yeah, definitely ready, set, and locked and loaded here tonight. Michigan is the site of the race tonight. Game track, Michigan, for that matter, have not seen this track in a very, very long time, but I've had a lot of good races on the game track version of Michigan. And these guys at Hobo Racing, glad to be a part of this event here tonight, Hobo Racing League. And we do have point standings and all that other jazz for you later on in the evening. I do have the top 20 and the points as they go right now, but we'll put that up a little bit later on in the evening as we watch this race unfold here tonight. I believe, Phil, I was seeing 25 to 26, maybe in 27 guys here tonight in the server. I know we had some issues trying to get TeamSpeak communications with some of these guys. We wanted to make sure we were able to talk to some of these guys this evening, and I can't wait. They always have a good race in store for us, most generally.
Oh, they absolutely do. The guys at Hobo Racing are just absolutely, just awesome guys to work with, and we're all tuned in here, ready to go. But yeah, it's just really awesome to be back out here on the airwaves. And yeah, as you said, team speak communication with these guys tonight. Unfortunately, the Hobo guys, their normal home team speak was kind of went down on them earlier today. So we got scrambling along. We provided a space for them at what we call our home team speak, the Sim Racing Association that Full Velocity TV kind of houses its home headquarters in. And got these guys all squared away. The latest, greatest of technology with TeamSpeak and whatnot. A lot of guys had to go through the updates and, all that happy stuff of getting everything sorted away. But we got as many of them as we can at the TeamSpeak. Really, really honored to have these guys come over aboard and see what, kind of in our house tonight as we showcase their awesome league here. HoboRacing.com, 160 miles tonight. Going to be the distance around this game version of the Michigan International Speedway. Great turnout here tonight, Todd. I count unofficially, trying to go down through the scroller. I believe we have a 31 car field. That is just unbelievably solid for a really good Tuesday night showcase race here. Believe a 26th race of the points paying season for Hobo Racing's Cup Series. While these guys are out there taking a couple quick moments in happy hour, getting their last cars, the last setups all test and tuned into these cars. Let's take a quick look at the point standings if we can there, Todd. Give you the cue to poke them up on the screen. It's Herman Reese who comes in tonight as our point leader, having a solid season there. 4,089 points. He's got a 389-point advantage over the number 11 car of Steve Grant. Harry Codian clocks in third. Jeff Ugate fourth, and the Rooster. I sure do have a name on the Rooster. We just have to call him the Rooster tonight. Rooster 9, but he clocks in fifth in the points. 651 points back. Him and Jeff Ugate tied for that fourth position. I believe, Todd, looking just over what these guys do, looks like the old school NASCAR point system where, you gave out 185 to the winner, 5 points for leading a lap, 5 for leading the most laps, so on and so forth, and how that used to break down. Looks like that's the old point system they use. So what seems like a lot with 389, well, that's really 1.5 bad races. So Herman Reese, and by the sounds of it here tonight, he had some gremlins getting, through tech inspection. Looks like had some maybe setup adjustments he had to make there. Sounded like Herman was having an awful go of it here tonight. So that may open the door for guys like Steve Grant, Harry Codieri to maybe make up some points here as they get later in this season.
They're definitely going to be able to make up some points here. Is like you said, an astounding lead for Herman Reese in that number 73 machine. And we were talking to him earlier, and he was one of those guys that says it doesn't matter whose car you can see on the track. It was one of we just wanted to see his car out on the track, and he's got that right to brag right now. Like you said, a huge points lead over Steve Grant in second. Like you said, I have the top 20 on the screen, and that's not all the guys that race here at Hobo Racing League. I tell you, they have an astounding crowd week in and week out, and these guys put on a fantastic show. As these guys about ready to get lined up here, Phil, and you're going to have to really
Drivers,
help me on this
to your
starting
car.
lineup because I have none of that stuff in front of me.
Well, Todd, tell you what, we've got you covered here tonight. Car is going to take the grid for 160 miles, which is 80 circuits around the 2-mile D-shaped Michigan International Speedway. This is how the field is going to come to post. On the pole will be car number 10. That is Randy Smith with a 36.677 to his outside. The 73 car Herman Reese, he'll start outside pole. The Rooster rolls off third tonight aboard car number 94. And to his outside is Ron Simpson in car 25. Keith McLean will start the 28 car from position number 5. And to his outside, runner up in the point standings, the 11 car of Steve Grant. Duke Sorensen will bring the 59 up from 7th position. And Maverick, he'll start 8th aboard car 23. What do you say we jump trackside for tonight's indication to start the engines?
Drivers, start your engines!
So that is going to bring 30 plus of Hobo's best for the Cup Series to life for 80 laps around. Rolling off from row number 5 to the inside will be car number 13. Top 5 in the points is where we find good buddy Harry Codiani. To his outside in the 39, that is Frank Radasti. Steve Rubino rolls off 11th in car 21. Roger Nebelsick rolls off alongside in car 51. The 6th car from Connecticut, Rich Knappich, rolls off 13th, and it's Brandon Spadafora. He'll roll off 14th in the 37 car. Obino, Dan Rubino starts 15th in car 44 in the 7. That's TMP Tom. He'll roll off 16th in the 7 car. Jeff Fugate will roll the 9 car from the 17th starting position. Part next door to him, the 710 from Riverside, Rhode Island. That is Manny Diaz. Clifton Ashley rolls off from a 19th position in car number 4. And outside row 10, we find Rob Keller. He's in the 0 machine. Row 11, the 22 car, Jason San Diego. Wild Bill rolls off the 93 from a 22nd position. KJ Keela Julis rolls off 23rd. Everett Lintz brings a 24th spot for the 87 car. Bob Becker, he'll roll out 25th. That's the old push rod, the number 17. Austin LaPlante, he'll start deep in the field, 26th. Kevin Roy in the 77. Ricky Bumbelow, the dog, John Palmer, and Bob Gibson, the 46. I believe that's 30 cars going to take the bell here for 80 laps this evening. The pace car about to, I believe, find its way onto pit road. That's going to send these guys loose for what is going to be an amazing ride here tonight. 160 miles, 180 laps here. 80 laps, 160 miles, a 2-mile Michigan International Speedway. I'm so excited here. I can't even talk. Getting set, ready to go. Starter looking over the field. Green flag going to go out in the air. That's going to let Randy Smith in the 10 car. He'll be the first to pull them to green. But meanwhile, it looks like it's going to be Herman Reese in that slick black Cadillac there, Todd. The 73 Herman Reese, our point leader. He's going to have that first advantage into turns 1 and 2. Give Herman Reese the lead.
Definitely gearing for that. Number 73 prevails there on the start. Herman Reese in the number 73. He's showing you why he is the points leader here early already, wanting to lead lap number 1. I believe he's going to be able to do so. He's already got a 6-car length advantage over the number 10 of Randy Smith. Third right now is Ron Simpson in that number 25. The Rooster in the number 94. He is 4th. Keith McLean is running in that 5th spot as lap 1 has been complete. And we're already under yellow flag.
Out right in the opening circuit of the race, we find our first yellow flag of the evening, and I believe this one may have gobbled up the legs of, I believe, a 21 car of Steve Rubino may be involved, trying to peek on back through and see what happened to these guys, but something kind of looks like it kind of went topsy-turvy toward the back part of the field. Trying to find where it all kind of went to is I got cars scattered all over my screen, but I saw the 21 car get slowed down and not quite so sure if anything happened there. I'll let Todd go back there and take the look. But nonetheless, issues on the opening lap of the race, Todd. I'm kind of scanning throughout the field. I don't see any smoke from the vantage point I got, but you got the better cameras than I do. So I'm going to throw it down to you, that Full Velocity TV trailer, and see what you got down there queuing up for a replay. All right, well, it sounds like Todd may need another brief second, but He knows the drill. We're here at Two Guy Booth. We've done this together a long time. He can feel free to step all over me whenever he is ready down there. He's got a lot going on. You see this guy on race day, all the monitors, all the things going on. This old 15-year-old sim, there's a lot that goes into getting this game up on the air. You know, not neat and compact, all like this all latest software today. A lot of home-built equipment here, a lot of great things that go on. I know our buddy Joe Allen's out there watching as well. He's one of those guys that can attest to what's going on, what's up with bringing this sim to life. But Todd, believe you're ready with a full velocity TV replay. I see something cute up out there, so what do you got for us?
Yeah, we're going to see the control, and it's going to all start with the number 51 as you're seeing it live here on your screen. Kind of a instant replay here. The number 51 of Nebelstick around. The 4 was around 2. He had contact. Oh, the 6 of Napic, I believe, went into the catch fence and drove right back down. The 22 machine, heavy damage for the number 22. I'm not sure who that is here on my screen looking up and down. Not sure where the 22 was here, but the 22 heavy contact. The number 4 had some heavy contact, but no, it was indeed the number 7 machine that took that wild ride into the catch fence off of Nebelstick's car, and then the 22 backs right up into him. The 17, that's an old push rod, and the number 17 machine, Duke Sorensen, he's around, so heavy damage to the 51. The 22 is a little shorter version of what it was, subcompact for the number 22, but tough break as the 51 has burling black smoke out of that number 51. That's Nebelstick, and that's never a good sign.
No, it looks like that car may be no worse for the wear. It looks like his night's going to be done. The 22 car, Jason San Diego, looks like his night's going to be done as well. That car all heavily tore up, as is the 7 car of TMP Tom. Tough to see Tom all tore up here early. It looks like Maverick, the 23 car, may have had some issues on the opening lap as well. I saw his car come onto pit road. So this one gobbled up quite a few there, Todd. A couple of decent cars tore up. I saw Bob Becker go down there in the 17. Think the old dog, John Palmer, in the 108 may have, not sure if he got a piece of that, but I saw him driving real slow through that as well. So allows these guys to get gathered and set back up here. We'll go back to green flag racing as soon as these guys are ready to take to it. But just to update what we got going on here, guys. Welcome to Full Velocity TV here tonight once again. Great to talk to you guys on our airwaves as always. Here is back in NASCAR racing 2003, where a lot of us kind of all grew up, where this TV product for guys like Todd and myself came to life years ago. And it's awesome to come back out here, represent this community in such an awesome way as we try to set the standard for everything that goes on here as far as what the broadcast looks like, what it's going to sound like, how we present it, how to showcase all these great first-class leagues, just like the guys at Hobo Racing here tonight. And, man, I know we're going to talk to Steve here later on this evening. We got some more races we're going to schedule with these guys. Know we have dates coming up, a full freight of races at TDR Racing on a Saturday night. We have a date at Fast Racing on a Wednesday night here in September. Know the guys at SMO have been ready, to book a date with us. And believe, and also got to highlight that, Todd, with the 2018 FTF Verizon Cup Series playoffs, the entire 10-race duration. It's going to be live right here on Full Velocity TV. And if you can believe it, the full Monday freight of what we do here Monday nights, the iRacing TDR Sim Racing League RTZ Open Pro Late Model Series. We had that broadcast on the air one night ago. A tremendous race there from the USA International Speedway. As we do some iRacing, but we're going to call our bread and butter right here in NASCAR Racing 2003. But either simulation you'd like to get of us now, Full Velocity TV on Facebook, or contact us via email, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. Get a hold of Todd and myself, and we will schedule you guys a race out in your neck of the woods, wherever you may be. Nobody is going to be turned away. No league too big or too small. Any past bygones and follies with anything else we did in the past, that's all left behind us. Let's showcase what you got great racing going on. It's all over this community. It's in a great way here, and we're back here to Hobo Racing here tonight. What a better way to come back to NR 2003, Todd. Guys at Hobo, one of our most loyal supporters throughout the years as we were DRTV, and then most recently Full Velocity Network, and even the guy when we were over at Full Throttle TV there for a little while. The Hobo guys always kept close tabs on us, could not wait to come back to the simulation. And with the rebirth of the Full Velocity TV brand, reconnecting with a lot of old friends, getting all this old software back to life, it was time to come back to the old sim. And we are here, we are home, and we are home to stay for the duration of how long this sim may have life for. 15 years strong. I hope to give it a good another 10 to 15 years out of this. There's still a lot of great drivers out there.
Definitely still a lot of great drivers out there, Phil, and this league goes to show it. 31 cars taking the green flag here to start off the show here. Michigan Game Track still alive and well. Here the 73 of Herman Reese, Randy Smith, Rooster, Keith McLean, and Ron Simpson. That's your top five. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn down to pit road, just waiting for these guys to drop the hammer down the front straightaway. And that's going to be green flag out now with the 73 of Herman Reese with a good start there. Randy Smith not letting him get away as much this time as they come down into turn number 1. Just watching Herman Reese go to work in that number 73 machine, the number 10 of Randy Smith running in that second spot. Like I said, Rooster third, fourth now Keith McLean, and fifth Ron Simpson. So waiting for these guys to shake it up just a little bit. Looks like a little loose condition out of the number 10 of Randy Smith. That's going to leave the door open for the number 94 of Rooster.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of love for that number 10 car of Randy Smith's Led Zeppelin machine. Here comes the Rooster on the inside lane. Car 94 going to put his way now up to that second spot. Looks like he'll bring the 28 car of Keith McLean, his Ford, to the low side with him. Put Keith McLean now up to, looks like that second spot. Maybe the third spot there is him and Rooster now have a good race. Put Keith McLean, he pulls a twofer maneuver. 28 car now up to P2. See if he can't chase down Herman Reese, who has a 5-car length advantage on the field as they zoom down the back straightaway.
Here comes Harry Codian in that number 13 machine, starting to make some headway. He is now up to the, it was up to the rear bumper of that number 94 machine there momentarily. Is looks like the Rooster, I shouldn't say the 94, the number 10 machine, excuse me, as he got around the number 10. Now he's up to the number 94 of Rooster, is the number 13 of Harry Codian, and he's able to close it down into about 3 car lengths. Keith McLean right now in the number 28 machine. He is running in that second spot, trying to chase down Herman Reese, but Harry Codian, the man on the move, in that number 13.
Yeah, he's chased these guys down a big time as Harry. He's got that 13 car wound up. He broke away. I thought he was going to lead a second pack back there with Randy Smith, Duke Sorensen, Steve Grant. Those guys have all kind of fallen, over 3 seconds behind our race leader, Herman Reese. But like a torpedo, the 13 car now up past Randy Smith in the 4th spot. And Harry may be on the move to get even more after a little bit too long. But let's put a period on that for now, Todd, as yellow flag going to come on the speedway. Yellow flag on lap number 9 of the event. And going to try to go back out there and find a point of reference for you to see where this one may have kind of happened from. But toward the back of the field, I bet with all those 40-something cameras whatever you have down there, you're going to get to it a lot quicker than I'm going to. But, yeah, yellow flag going to come on the speedway. I'm down toward the turn 3 area. Everything kind of looking all kosher down to this end, not finding – I think I may have found where it broke through, but I think you're probably going to find the better look before I even get to describe it. So I'm going to give it to you there, Todd. I know you're going to find this thing quick. I'm going to take a drink, try to save the voice here tonight, as I've been battling a little bit of a head cold here the last couple of days, kind of losing the air a little bit. So maybe a little bit of dead air there, but Todd Stanton's going to give you the Full Velocity TV replay and show us what happened here.
Absolutely no dead air. I already had it queued up ready, and you were still talking. The 93 of Wild Bill down into the corner, gets loose, tail happy. Self spins all by himself. Wild Bill does not look like he's going to make any contact, but Wild Bill does come to a stop here. Another car's coming at you. That's going to cue that yellow flag up. Wild Bill all by his lonesome. And at number 93, he went around. He brought out the second yellow here at the Hobo Racing League.
Yeah, tough break for Wild Bill. Believe he may be the oldest driver that the NR2003 community has left, and it's always great to see Wild Bill come out on the racetrack, but hiccups off of turn number 4, 93 car. Looks a little bit tore up there, but I think old Wild Bill may bring that thing to pit road and try to fix it. But unfortunately, this one may have gobbled up a couple of more drivers there, Todd, as the 029 of Keila Julis, one of the faster drivers this community, has to offer here in these open setups. 29 going to go behind the wall, as is the 4 car of Clifton Ashley. So that looks like 2 solid race cars that were kind of migrating up around the top 10. Looks like their night's going to end really early here, and that's going to leave, I believe, 23 cars left on the racetrack. That's certainly a tough break for these guys.
Yeah, most certainly a tough break for these guys. A lot of the guys coming down on pit road to the service of their pit crews. Number 10 stays out of Randy Smith. Stays out behind that pace car, picking up some laps led here live on Full Velocity TV, and that's one of the things that a lot of these guys want to do. They want to get their sponsors out there. They want to get their name out there on Full Velocity TV, and a lot of these guys in the NASCAR 2003 community have missed Full Velocity TV, and we're glad to be back a part of this, Phil, and hopefully we can give lots and lots of coverage to NASCAR 2003 once again. Number 6, so 6 Machine of Napic running in that second spot. He elected to also stay out. The number 44 machine, another guy staying out on the field. So some guys taking pit stops, waiting for scoring time, and here comes Randy Smith, I should say, coming down to pit road. So some of the guys that waited elected to come down a little bit later. Maybe a field mileage strategy here is starting to begin. It may be too early to think about that, but some of these guys are.
Well, the normal rule of thumb here at Michigan, and I'm not so quite sure. Maybe I could do a little bit of investigative digging for reporting myself, but believe the tank of gas around here goes anywhere from about 22 to 24 laps. So I'm going to think that's probably where it's going to sit tonight. I can't officially say for sure, but that's going to be my prediction for it anyway. So that may set these guys up. You save a lap or two of fuel. You can maybe hover around lap 25. You think about it, Todd. You can save to here. You might hit lap 35, maybe close to lap, about 35 to 40. Come in one more time. You hit about lap 70. So, yeah, these guys are going to have to at least stop 2 more times. But I'm curious to see the strategy here, as I think everybody at some point is going to be at least on a 2-stop cycle. So guys that may be pitting this time thinking that fuel mileage may come. In fact, maybe a little bit premature to think that. What I think is the product here, and I think I'll go on here with Rich Napic in the 6 car, who looks like he's going to come back this time around with a race lead. We'll have to see here as the lights go out next time around, I believe, if the 6 car elects to dive to pit road and stay on this same kind of tire, scenario with these guys, or does he stay out there, gamble on some track position? Looks like him and old Dan Rubino have done the same thing in the 44. These guys may be seeing 2 early caution flags in the first 10 laps. Maybe want to stay clear of that, all that dirty air and the carnage that could happen mid-pack, and maybe just kind of lay their way out there and see if they can't save their race car and have something to say about this later on, as we still have a lot of racing here left to go.
Most definitely a lot of racing left to go. Lights are extinguished to top that pace car coming down the front straightaway here. And it's going to be the number 6 of Richard Napic going to lead him down to get this green flag with the 44 of Robino running in that second spot. Third is going to be Jeff Fugate in that number 9. Then you got Keith McLean, one of the first guys that went down onto pit road. He's going to be running 4th. Harry Codian in number 13. He is 5th. Herman Reese, your current points leader, he is running in that 6th spot. The Rooster in the number 94, 7th. 8th is Duke Sorensen. 9th is Steve Grant, who's currently 2nd in points, and Manny Diaz in the number 710 is running 10th. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play. Different strategy here this early on in the going, 12 of 80 laps. If you're going to play strategy game, this is probably the time you want to do it. So maybe you can use it to your benefit later in the race.
Absolutely. And I think what we're seeing here, Todd, is as we got 1 to go, also single file, old school NASCAR style restarts over here at Hobo. So it may be one of these things where let's get out there in these clean air. Yeah, the tires may be a little burned off. Maybe the fuel is going to burn off, but let's not see if we can't run another 10, 15 laps and, run the fuel tanks dry. We've had some caution flags, so maybe even as much as 18 to 20 laps, these guys can maybe muster out of a full tank. So, have to wait and see what's going to happen. If we get a long green flag run, that may really hurt these guys. But this thing, has a little, short burst and a yellow and another 10 laps or even less, it may play right back into these guys' hands, able to gain some track position. But I guess it's a time to see how the strategy work is all going to pay out, because the pace car has found its way onto pit road, and we are ready to put the field into the hands of Rich Napic in the 6 car, Danny Rubino, Jeff Fugate, Keith McLean, Harry Codiani. Green flag up in the air. Napic going to be the first driver to hit turn number 1, that Harley-Davidson Chevrolet. Dan Rubino, his Chevrolet tucked there right behind him. Fugate right there in 3rd of that yellow, number 9. And then you see Keith McLean, who we know has been really good on these short bursts. Fugate up on the outside wall off of turn number 2. That's going to open the door for McLean down to the low side. Here comes that 28 like a rocket ship. He's there in the inside lane to turn 3.
Yeah, watching some of these things that are going on. Great battle going on. Here comes Robino down to the bottom side. Net number 44 machine trying to get around Napick down the front straightaway here as they complete lap number 13. Yellow flag going to fly again. A little bit of yellow fever striking the Hobo Racing League here early on in the going here at Michigan International Speedway there, Phil.
Yeah, ever so slightly here. Michigan's a really tough racetrack. If anybody who has run Michigan any simulation, you know, tires here, always on that first lap of a setup, it's the tires are always a tad bit cold, and they don't grip really good the way you kind of like them to, and these things can get skaty for a half a lap, a full lap, maybe even a full lap and a half, or 2 laps. So sometimes, depending on your setup, you really have to, you know, turkey walk away around here and just let this thing glide. And sometimes the race car driver, well, that just is not in the name of the game for us, not in our cards whatsoever. And sometimes you just kind of step on it a little early, you know, round you go. With 3 caution flags, really no heat to build up on the tires. And we've got a scenario here, Todd, as we were 12, 13 laps in. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but looks like we have a delay here. As looks like cars maybe at a stall here on the back straightaway.
Definitely not sure what happened there, Phil, and I believe something something indeed did happen to these guys, and it's a tough break. Is right now we're under caution, and I'm not sure what happened, though. They are to a screeching halt on the back straightaway, and this race is already at 13 laps. Looks like another hiccup here for the Hobo Racing League, and we're under yellow in an extended period of time here, Phil. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, the guys at Hobo, they have had a difficult night, to say the least, as they try to sign into their two-way TeamSpeak communication this evening, and it just wasn't happening for them over there. Server was not working. You know, made the scramble, try to get them over to a TeamSpeak that was accessible here. Invited them all over to the Sim Racing Association TeamSpeak. They were all here, you know, all sorted in, ready to go, and then looks like we had some other issues come about here on the racetrack, and looks like there may be some kind of delay in the action here. Not exactly sure what is going on, Todd, but I don't know if you want to go back, try to revisit this replay. I'm not even sure you have access to the replay at this point. So we'll go back and forth here. May have to put this thing under our first Full Velocity TV rain delay as we sort out what is going on down there in the race channel. And this may take a couple of seconds here to sort out.
Definitely under a rain delay here at Michigan International Speedway. Those rain clouds, those tricky rain clouds just coming up here. Not able to view the last replay, so we're going to have to wait and see what's happening here. But like we said, under a rain delay here, Hobo Racing League. Hopefully things will get up and going here. The storm will clear rather quickly, and we'll see what happens here. And we'll get back to green flag racing here with all the guys for Hobo Racing League. We're going to put us onto a little bit of a delay there, Phil. We'll see what's going to happen. Enjoy a little bit of music. We're going to go back to the splash screen as these guys prepare to get ready to go back going. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Like we said, under a rain delay, we'll get back to the racing action as soon as we can here on Full Velocity TV.
Todd, what's going on? We got an update, I believe. Ready for an update? No, Todd.
It looks like you have an update, Phil. Had to get away from the music there for a little bit. You may have an update for us, Phil. We're going to send it down to you as you've been scurrying around trying to figure out what's going on here.
Well, and I feel completely awful for the guys at Hobo. It's just been a trying night. They had some new membership sign up at the league this week to come be a part of the broadcast, Todd, and it looks like somebody maliciously may have come into this server tonight to intentionally sabotage this race, and I feel terrible for the guys at Hobo to do so. They're going to put, the caution flag in this event for the night. They're going to put the red flag out on it, and they are going to restart this race at a later date. So we're going to get with the guys at Hobo. Complete, shame for these guys, and just a terrible shame that somebody would go out and stoop to the level they have. And people like that have no business being out here in the sim racing community at all, regardless if you love us or hate us or respect these leagues that are out there doing this. But these guys pour their heart and soul out there, and for somebody to just come in and ruin what was going to be a really good night for these guys at Michigan, somebody just come into the server maliciously, Todd, and just ruin the entire evening, and just absolutely terrible. Feel so bad for these guys, but we're going to do right by them. We're going to make this race up. We're going to see if we can't, come back here 1 week from tonight on a Tuesday night and reset this entire field at Michigan and get back to it. Other than that, I really don't know what to go about it. I'll let you take your final thoughts all night before we wrap this one up.
Yeah, just looking down through, and this is a great race here tonight, and unfortunately, things had to happen, and we have no need for that in the community. It's unfortunate that some things like that do indeed happen, as somebody decided they were going to reset everything, and unfortunately, that's something that happened here this evening. We'll make sure that we make it right here on Full Velocity TV, and we feel bad for Hobo Racing League and everything that's went wrong tonight. We'll make sure that we come back to live racing action once again. Phil, we'll have to see what these guys here at Hobo Racing League. So stay tuned to our Facebook page, and we'll let you guys know when the rain date for this event will be. Again, I would like to thank these guys for coming out. We're going to call it a good night. And Phil, I'm going to let you send them off like you would do here on Full Velocity TV. And hopefully we'll see you guys real soon. And don't forget, you want to broadcast by Full Velocity TV, the best in online broadcast simulation, announcers, everything, the whole 9 yards. Full Velocity TV. Check us out on Facebook.
No, absolutely. And yeah, I'm going to say we have the replay here, all saved up. We're going to archive this broadcast. We're going to go back and analyze this, and whoever this is that would come in and do with such a great league, we are going to hunt you down. We are going to find you. We will make an example out of you, because the sim racing community does not need that. This is too great of a place, too great of a league here in Hobo Racing, and frankly, this community just deserves better. So we're going to find you. We're going to hunt you down. We will make an example out of you. But thanks to all you guys out there on YouTube Live. It was a really great crowd. We were going to be in for a really great show, and it just takes one bad apple to come in and ruin the entire thing for all of us. So we're going to come back here next week. We're going to get these guys now. We're going to get all the passwords for these guys all changed up. We are going to be locked and set, ready to go here next Tuesday night with Hobo Racing. But next up out of the gate for us, we're going to come back on Monday night. The TDR RTZ Open Pro Late Model Series iRacing Edition here. Monday night, airtime, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So for Todd, I am Phil. Awful way to end the night, but thanks you guys for all the support. Check us out, Full Velocity TV on Facebook, and drop us an email. Schedule your date now, fullvelocitytv@gmail.com. So I wish it was under better circumstances, guys, but this event tonight, unfortunately, going to be a rain out, and we'll talk to you next time here live on Full Velocity TV.